to ENC, Channel 1122. My name is Anthony Bellucci, and this fine day, December 5th, 2012, we're here to talk about the Republican Party. Here to inform us on where the Republican Party is sitting now, before we get into our later topics, is Doug Karst.
Hey guys.
So Doug, it is apparent that the Republican Party is struggling after the re-election of Obama. What do you think is going through their heads?
Well, after being defeated by the Democratic Party, I feel that the Republican Party was left looking for what went wrong.
So what do you think that might be?
Probably their strong stance on social issues cost them the election. They didn't appeal to a wide enough audience, considering the immense background and culture here in America. Obama was able to win over a larger variety, whereas the Republicans blocked out a lot of votes, like the feminists and gay vote, because of their conservative positions on gay marriage and abortion.
I see. So does it look like a party reform will be necessary?
Yeah, definitely. The Republican Party wants to gain any momentum at all. They need to seriously consider taking a more centrist position on these social issues. 60% of voters between ages 18 and 24 voted for Obama, while only 40% voted for Romney. With an increasingly liberal youth, we can see the direction of this country's political preference. I think that in order for the Republican Party to get back into the game, they need to appeal to this younger audience by relaxing a bit on social issues. Cool.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Douglas. Your expert opinions, once again, have been very informing here at ENC Channel 1122. Speaking of reform, a group of extremists in Texas have decided to do exactly the opposite. Up next to speak about Texas's absurd reaction to the election's outcome is Jamie Dodson. Welcome, Jamie. How's your day been going so far?
Hello, Anthony. My day has been fantastic. How about yours?
Mine's been great. Thanks for asking.
Good. So, just thinking about Texas separating from America after being a part of the 50 states for so long and holding such close borders to the surrounding land is kind of silly if you ask me. But it shows a lot about the responses to the recent presidential election. Someone from the humble town of Weatherford started this revolution, and Texas got over 100,000 signatures on a petition in hopes to succeed from the United States.
And what exactly do you mean when you say it shows a lot about the responses to the recent election?
Well, most people might not know this, but there are petitions in almost all 50 states out to promote a succession from the United States. However, none have gained as many supporters as the recent Texas petition, and therefore have never become as popular. This kind of accompanies the stronger reactions you can see coming from voters after more recent elections. In 1980, I don't think you would have heard many people say, "I'm moving out of the country," after the candidate they voted for did not get elected. However, I have heard that countless times after this last election.
Interesting. So do you think this petition will have any real significance in the long run?
Obviously, Texas will certainly be staying a part of the United States. Austin, Texas even filed a petition to secede from Texas if it did in fact succeed in breaking from the Union. But this original attempt at succession from Texas was most definitely a pushback from Republicans unhappy with Obama's second term. And these acts of defiance could easily get more serious in the near future.
Well, thank you very much, Jamie.
You're welcome, Anthony. Have a great day.
No, you have a great day. Now we're here to talk about the future of Mitt Romney's running mate, Paul Ryan, and his Rachel DeLoach, an expert in vice presidents. Rachel, as we all know, this young man, Paul Ryan, has plenty of potential. Could you tell us a little bit about what he might mean to the Republican Party as they continue to grow and reform?
Well, Anthony, Paul Ryan has consistently shown his ability to communicate both sides of any issue. This is a quality of his that will undeniably work in his favor should he ever run for president. And although it's early, his name has been thrown around for consideration of the 2016 election.
Interesting. So we know that he might have an impact on America in the long run, but how about the near future, say the next 4 years?
Well, 2012 wasn't all about defeats for Ryan. Paul Ryan just got re-elected for a spot in the southern Wisconsin's House of Representatives. He will continue to be active in politics, and keep in mind, he's only 42. The future is bright for Paul Ryan, and I think that his fiscal knowledge is going to be very advantageous for him as he continues to grow as a politician.
So do you think he'll run for president?
It's hard to tell. 9 vice presidents have become presidents, but keep in mind, Paul Ryan only ran for vice president, so that could have been valuable experience for him. Nevertheless, Paul Ryan is a household name, and the sky is the limit for this young politician. It would not surprise me at all if he ran for president in 2016.
Well, thank you very much, Rachel. Well, on behalf of me, Doug Karst, Rachel DeLoach, and Jamie Dodson, I would like to say thank you very much for tuning in to ENC 1122. It's going to be interesting to see what direction the Republican Party does go in with young up-and-coming politician Paul Ryan and the Texas secession still looming over everybody's heads. It'll be really interesting to see how these issues kind of play out in the near future. So once again, thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Anthony Belluccio, here wishing you and your families a very warm Merry Christmas. Thank you very much for tuning in.